up on it. Yeah, sit him up on his bum like that. So you sit him up and just, he's dead. You're dead. Then you're just leaning forward like that. You're just leaning forward. One first thing you can do is just simply strike down the lungs, where the lungs physically are. So you get him into that position, you simply strike down here and just wipe out the lungs. That'll just get the lungs sort of moving a little bit again. He's probably still breathing, but obviously otherwise you've got to use CPR. But you simply slam into here and just strike out. He won't feel it because he's knocked out.
Feel it.
Knock him out first.
Yeah, I'll show you properly. Okay, so that's the first thing. Just strike down just a few times like that.
Did you ask him to do this?
No, I did. Sorry.
Oh, you're alright.
The absolute main thing, the crux of it, and it's worked an absolute treat for Dad several times with different students, and also my sister Kathleen when she was younger, just from fainting. As she not knocked out, but she would just, you know, get lightheaded and just faint, just go all white. And it was, I think it was actually on video again. Our whole life is on video. But she's just standing in the corner. We're learning one of the forms or something. Dad was filming us teaching it, and she's just standing there at the back, and she just goes, just collapses. She just turns white and then collapses because she hadn't had any breakfast. It was empty stomach. Yeah, she just passed out. And every time it's gallbladder 20. Just under here, just take your thumb and long finger. Everyone know what gallbladder 20 is?
Yeah.
Just where the skull, yeah, where it dips under. Yeah. You got your, obviously you can feel.
Yeah, the mastoid.
That's it. Yeah. It's where it hurts. Feel it on yourself. You feel it tender.
Was it?
Yeah.
The mastoid. No, the mastoid.
I got it now.
Yeah.
The chart,
What you want to do is, so it's just under where the skull dips under, where it goes soft for the first time. So you run your hand down, just feel that. There's a nice little indentation. You can feel it there, either side of the spine there. You basically want to push, like you're pushing out through his eyes, like this. You just take his forehead here, and you simply, you would do it, if I did it to him now hard enough, it would be quite painful. Normally the person will revive by going, ah, like that, because it will be, you push it hard enough to make something happen, obviously. But yeah, you just push it up like that. Now that I'm just doing it lightly, but you push up and out through the eyes. And that's pretty much the best possible method. There are, with particular knockouts, if you know what points you hit, like you hit a stomach 5 and you know you hit that particular area, there are other certain things you can do to help along with this, which they're all in the books, you know, different points for different meridians obviously, but the main one is always backed up by that. So you're sitting down, get him in that position, whack it up in there. If that doesn't work, the one other thing you can try is taking his foot and just simply take kidney 1, which is just here, just where the dirty part meets the clean part. Right.
When you wash your feet.
Yeah. Just there like that. What you can do is take a 1 knuckle, aim it there and just go boom and punch it as hard as you possibly can, straight into his foot. What that does is it activates the stored electricity in his kidneys and it will shoot straight up his spine, and then you can add that to this one and then he can come around from that one. That one's been used by our surgeon in Argentina. One of our instructors is in Argentina and he's a heart surgeon. And he had a flatliner doing the thing and couldn't revive him. And then they literally went, okay, time of death, and he went, hang on. And he just sort of twigged again, he remembered something that Dad had said about that. And he just went, hold on, look, he's dead, just let me try this. So he grabbed the guy's foot, took a scalpel, and just shoved it straight through his foot. Nothing happened. But then, they tried this, they'd been beeping him for, you know, several goes, nothing was happening. Shoved it through his foot, then he said, okay, charge him again, boom, boom, and he came back. And after that, and well, I mean, I don't know if he's still alive today, but he was still alive a lot longer after that.
Did he sue for a hole in his foot?
Did
he sue for the hole in his foot?
I don't know. It actually came out in the paper the next day, something, I can't remember exactly, but it was something on the headline of Master Surgeon Heals Patient with Witchcraft. Because all the doctors are like, what the hell did you just do? You just stuffed something through his foot. But it's, again, it's just a physical thing. That point is your main kidney point, and it activates the kidneys. It releases the stored energy in your kidneys. So that's what it does. But the gallbladder 20... The what?
Will that work for any knocking?
Yes. It'll work for... Well, it worked for if he was dead.
No, here.
Just punching it, you mean?
No, I'm talking about
Okay, that's your fail-safe. That's like for anything.
Yeah.
Whether he's just banged his head falling over, or if he's had a stomach 9 knockout. Yeah, whatever. Obviously, if he's had a stomach 9 knockout and his heart stops, because that's what it'll do, it stops your heart beating, you're going to want to use that because a stomach 9 shot stops your heart, but also affects your energy. So CPR normally won't work by itself. So you need to whack his foot, and then do the CPR, like what they did with the things. So, but that's always your fail-safe, is the gallbladder 20. Normally, just that by itself, just really dig it up so it hurts, and he will come up with a yell, but it will revive him up. It just shoots. Basically, what that point does is it shoots a shockwave of energy straight up into his head and wakes the person up. If, for instance, someone is just feeling really lethargic, you can just massage that point lightly, not so hard, and it'll just bring them back up a little bit. If, for instance, the opposite point to that, if you've done that really hard and he's come around, and then he's got a really bad headache and all sort of tensed and red in the face after he's come around, then you take gallbladder 21, which is just here on the top part of the trap there, right on the top. If it's obviously, depending on the size of the shoulder, depends on how hard you hit it. I had one of my, you're basically going to slam it down and wipe it away. I had one of my students who was a female, and I would always, it's a great point if you're just feeling a bit tense in the shoulders, just to relax your shoulders down. And I've been doing all this stuff all day, and I quite often get this female student of mine to hit me on the shoulders. And of course, she'd hit me basically as hard as she could. And then one of the other ladies in the class said, "Oh, I've got a bit of sore shoulder." She said, "Oh, I'll try this." And she didn't realise that she was doing it to a girl. And she went, boom, and go, "Oh!" Because it is a good knockout point as well, if you hit it hard enough. If you come down on that, with an elbow or something, and you'll knock the guy out. Big guy like this, a hand strike probably won't knock him out because there's a fairly strong muscle portion, but an elbow down on the elbow. If you're going to put an elbow anywhere, put it on his collarbone, because if it's a dangerous situation anyway. But yeah, basically what you want to do with that is, whether you've done that too much and he's too much energy in the head, or if he's just already got too much energy, if you've got a headache, or it's just too much tension in the shoulders, too much energy in the upper body, what we're going to do is work upon these points, because that does the opposite of gallbladder 20. It drains the energy out of the upper body. So you can simply, if it's just a very mild thing, you just simply massage that point. That's the main point, when you give someone a shoulder rub, that's the main point that you're activating to relax the shoulders down. So if it's a hard case of things, you simply take the shoulders, find the point there on the top of the trap, just raise your hands up. Again, you've got this yin and yang thing happening. You're not just going to go like that. That's not releasing any energy. You want to do this like you're doing your Fa-Jing strikes, only softer. That's how we release, because Fa-Jing basically releases energy. So everything that we do, whether we're doing a slow form, when I'm doing a slow form like this, I'm not going like, that's dead, nor am I going like this, where it just continues through, sort of thing. That's not Fa-Jing. That's like that first shot that we were doing. Every posture in the forms, when you're doing any shots, it's soft, but it still has that Fa-Jing element, and that's getting the energy into the palms. So if you're going to use any healing work on here, if you're doing a massage type thing, you do like you're doing in the form. You don't just go like this. You do that same movement with your body when you're doing a massage. If it's something where we want to hit a point, again, you do that same thing. Do this, if you do any other points, you can do that kind of movement. But again, it wouldn't be, for instance, if I was striking into here to loosen up the scapular area, I wouldn't slam in the back, of course. I'm just going to do a light strike. I place my hand there, and then simply, just that. That just loosens areas up. So I'm still doing that Fa-Jing, but with my hand already touching on his back. Anyway, back to this one. So I've got his points here. Simply going to load up. I have him sitting on a chair, so I'm a bit taller, but anyway, you like that, and just like that, just your knife edge, just drop onto the point and wipe away. So it's just like that. I won't do it again because he's not too high in the head, so he's going to feel a bit lethargic if I do it too much. But you normally do it 3 or 4 times, just until the person feels a bit looser and taking the energy out of it. Okay, well thank you all very much for coming. I've had a fantastic time. Oh,
I had a question as well, if you don't mind.